even like P Diddy. I'm not going to speak bad about P Diddy because he's still a black man. I mean, mistakes happen, and I can't say if it is or it's not a mistake, but things happen in life. And P Diddy business is P Diddy business. It's not my job or anyone else's job to go on the internet and stump him and kick a man while he's down. My take on it is it's not my business. I don't think it's right at all, and I don't condone it. Even if that happened to my daughter, I would be hurt. But that's a choice that my daughter made.
Yeah.
So I don't want to kick nobody while they're down.
I think the big thing, because I have girls too, is though,
No boys?
I have a boy too,
Okay.
is one, if your son is in that position or your son is accused of those things that Diddy was accused of, like, I'm he says, but I'm gonna check him about that. I'm gonna check him about whether or not these are things you've done. I'm also gonna check him about putting himself in those positions. And on the other side that we have to be very careful of, especially when talking about women, is that if those things are true, right? And some of the things are true,
Yes.
that wasn't a decision they made, right? That's something that was done to them. And I wasn't in those rooms, so I can't cast aspersions on Diddy and say that he did it or he did do it or he's an evil man or he is. What I am saying is if those things happen to those women, not
Yes.
only is it not right, it's also not their fault. I'm going to believe in my son and what he says, but I'm gonna check him about that. I'm gonna check him about whether or not these are things you've done. I'm also gonna check him about putting himself in those positions. And on the other side that we have to be very careful of, especially when talking about women, is that if those things are true, right? And some of the things are true,
Yes.
that wasn't a decision they made, right? That's something that was done to them. And I wasn't in those rooms, so I can't cast aspersions on Diddy and say that he did it or he did do it or he's an evil man or he is. What I am saying is if those things happen to those women, not
Yes.
only is it not right, it's also not their fault.
So there you go. There you had it. You had, the fellas, chopping up a little bit about, the Diddy situation, about, if they was in a situation, especially with their kids. You had a father or daughter and everything, and and they speak their truth and everything, and so did Floyd Mayweather. So yeah, man, let's talk about it. Let's address it. So I'm gonna pass it to you guys. Shout out to M Elms. We see you on the chat. I'm glad you be part of the chat. So yeah. Let's get it. So I'm gonna pass it to you, Ronnie. Going to what they were saying about the Diddy situation. Even though they had a child, have if they saw their child in a situation, they'll kind of handle it, in a different way. What's your take on what Floyd Mayweather was saying about the Diddy situation?
Yeah, sorry that I was muted. The situation with Diddy, I think Mayweather. Remember, they have a good. Hey, what's going on, Jabbar? What's happening? What's happening? And what's up with you, Josh W? The situation with P Diddy. Remember, you got to keep it in mind. Majority of these guys, they are in the same circle. So he won't speak bad about P Diddy because at the end of the day, remember, they don't like to put anything in front of them or say anything about them if it's not pretty much even not if not proven guilty. Especially when it comes to Mayweather. Mayweather is a very good friend of P Diddy. Remember, he go to his parties. He'll P Diddy go to his parties. So and all of that, P Diddy go to his club. When I mean his club, I mean his strip club over there in Vegas. So he's not gonna really speak down about P Diddy, even though people are accusing him of being someone that used to sleep with younger women. So he's not gonna say nothing until it's proven that he actually did it. But because remember Mayweather too had I think had cases about him too doing stuff to women. So you saw that every time he had cases about him doing stuff to women, he always being found out not guilty. So that way he say I'm not gonna speak on it because he has some level of respect for P Diddy. So I get where Mayweather is coming from, but at the same time, I don't think Mayweather should be afraid to speak his mind if you think P Diddy did it or not. Because remember that's just your opinion, but I think he's just want to keep his face clean. Go ahead, Akeem.
So Mayweather is not a person they should be interviewing. He's very pragmatic with his answers and the way he thinks. He does things. He speaks on things by not even understanding the full complexity of it, or try to veer himself out when he know what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. What the man did was 100% wrong. It's been rumors going about him for years, and you say I don't want to kick a man while he's down. We know most women get ostracized when they go out and tell about a event that happened to them. This is common sense. So now you have more powerful men say, I'm not going to kick him while he's down by not holding him accountable. You're a multimillionaire. Your homeboy is a multimillionaire. Yes, I will I will lose going to your parties to say that, hey fam, you're a freaking MO. You feel me? Like you're taking stuff, but he's not going to do that. He wants to stay in the middle line and don't want to swing left or right.
Um, for me, uh, I definitely know why Floyd Mayweather kind of stay in the middle of this because, as you guys do know, you don't know, Floyd Mayweather had history of domestic abuse, with his past girlfriends and everything. So I don't know nobody knows that and everything. So how he looks at the Diddy situation, see what he's going through, he's not going to say anything about it because he had history. He has history about it too. So it's kind of like maybe not, say what I said because I kind of know a little bit of what Floyd's going to in a way. But the thing with Floyd, he had a criminal suit against him, and he had to go to jail. With Diddy, it was just a civil suit, pay off Cassie and everything. And after Cassie pay off, a lot more people was coming up and everything. And now, Diddy's still different with, several lawsuits, as well as the chick that one lawsuit in particular with the chick he messed with, I guess was early 2000 and everything. How they've been, she's been, um, you know, do a whole bunch of sexual assault and of what Diddy did, back in the day and everything. So and I also saw that he Diddy also was saying about that situation about about that situation about how a lot of people just try to get cash on me. You try to get the cash on me because a lot of people do civil lawsuits and everything. For me, I feel like these women should be if that's the case, put criminal charges against Diddy, try to put this man in jail instead of try to get civil lawsuit. Really much many of us are trying to say pay for my hurt and pain and suffering and everything. Which is I can see that as well. But for me, what Floyd was saying, he was dead wrong with what he's saying. Dead wrong is trying to step back because, like I said, it's okay to put somebody accountable, especially Diddy. As he's a billionaire, it's okay to put that man accountable. And I feel like with Floyd Mayweather, he just don't want to do that. When it comes to topics like this or anything like that, he's more of a hush hush, and I'm just gonna do me, make money on Floyd money with Mayweather and everything. So yeah, man, and then yeah, Floyd, he like I say, Floyd, if you want to put somebody accountable, it's okay to put somebody accountable because you've been in that type of, in that situation as well. So I wish Floyd could have said a little bit more, kind of say in the middle and everything, but that's what Floyd do, and that's what he says.
Man, shout out to Shaq. Shaq said something that I totally agree with her. She said you can't really hold somebody accountable unless they be held accountable. Until they being charged, somebody accountable. Pretty much that's what Floyd Mayweather is doing. He's not really holding PD accountable until he's already held accountable. Until he's found to be guilty, then he's gonna hold him accountable. Until then, I would say he can't really say anything. He's just gonna still be by PD's side, not gonna be speaking too much of it because, like I said, they part of the same circle. So whatever events they having, more likely Floyd Mayweather gonna be there and PD gonna be there. So they don't want to have no form of altercation. I would say when these guys, you gotta understand something.
these powerful guys, I would say they all in the same circle, so it's hard for them to actually, to pick fingers because if Floyd Mayweather say something about P Diddy be like, Floyd Mayweather, because I totally forgot what you said about that, Jordan, that he was actually, they had cases about him putting his hands on women
and had to go to jail.
and going to jail. But you see, P Diddy never talked about that, so it's going to be kind of shady for him to talk about P Diddy case when P Diddy never talked about his.
I do honestly think that when we talking about accountability, and this is the thing that women complain about, um, and even something like, what do you do when your barbershop talks and you hear that your man's is foul? Do you got to go talk to other men about it and say, yo, we might not let this man hang around us anymore? So, you know what I mean? A lot of women ask these questions, be like, yo, you could be around a dude, he be beating on women and don't say nothing. A young lady mentioned that the other night. And it resonated to me like, yeah, she might have a point. Like when that happened, do we check these guys or we still chill with them? So point intended to Ronnie said about these guys still go to party together, they still share money together, but I do think that we do need to hold people accountable more because then it'll look like we're acceptance of these type of behavior. And then when it comes times to us to get caught into an accusation,
What's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on, LA project? Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah.
brother.
Hey, Bobby Brown, we see you. We see you. I just believe when you have, substantial amount of money, as in Floyd Mayweather does and Diddy does, as they both, made billions of dollars and everything. I just feel like, when you have the money, you have a little get more and more power, and how you treat your women. They supposed to look at you as a god or something like that because you made so much money. You have the status and everything. And
Facts.
the thing is, it's like you know, with the Me Too movement, and and a whole bunch of women are speaking up more, and everything. And the thing is, but Diddy his, this you see a lot of history of what he did, not just with Cassie. You hear what you heard with Aubrey O'Day. You heard some security guards was talking about him, doing stuff with women as well, and everything. They just felt being have so much money and have so much power. They believe they feel like they're a god figure and they can do whatever they want to do. You're not gonna do anything about it. Now once that Diddy situation came, everything changed because you heard a lot of people got charged with civil suits. Marcellus Wiley, the New York mayor, Vin Diesel, and it's a lot more and everything because they feel, a lot of women, are speaking up more. Personally, I believe they should be, put criminal charges, but they instead it's like, I'm gonna put a civil suit, get the money, I'm just gonna pay you're gonna pay me for my pain and suffering and everything. But but yeah, a lot of women are stepping up. They speak a little bit more. And the thing is like, I think there's not a well, hopefully, these women are speaking up more about it, they can really, really just say, hey, I'm ready to speak my truth, even though it happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. As you see the Bill Cosby case, there's women who speaking of 40, 50, 60 years ago, all the way to 1960 about what Bill Cosby, did to women back in the day and everything. So, so just this is the words, man, they got money, especially celebrities and everything who did stuff back in the 90s, 2000s, 80s, and possibly in the 70s and everything. Especially was in New York because in New York there's no statute of limitation, meaning they could go all the way 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago and they can bring it back up. And some of the states you can do that too. So yeah, so man, you really, really gotta watch yourselves, especially got money. If you feel like you get a God figure, that's not happening no more. You gotta put a lot more respect on these women. You just can't do anything. And especially to what's his name, Trey Songz. I don't know how he's getting away with it because, all those accusations we heard from him for the last 5, 10 years, and he be getting away with it and everything. For me, Trey Songz, to me, like I said, and the thing is with Trey, it's been consistent things with Trey Songz and everything. So, but I believe one day, you know, with Trey Songz, you know, because to me he should be staying quiet and everything. But Trey Songz, eventually, it's gonna catch up to him because you just hear a lot of stuff with Trey Songz in the last 5 to 10 years about Trey Songz. So hopefully Trey Songz see what's going on about how these men are getting civil suits and everything. Even though, you know, Trey Songz has been trying to get criminally charged and also get civil suits as well, and he be getting away scot free. So hopefully for Trey Songz, he can learn a lesson from this because, you know, if he don't continue what he's doing, eventually it's gonna get pick up to him, and he will be either civil charge or also criminal charge as well.
Man, shout out to Jesse Mion and also shout out to Genesis.